Hello, everyone. This is Ingrid. Thank you for joining our IBIE webinar. Today, we are reviewing our booth package overview with material handling, lead retrieval, and more. Today on our agenda, we'll review the Exhibitor Resource Center, the ERC. We'll review how to have exhibitors offer the 20% discount to your customers, booth cleaning, critical dates, and then we have a presentation from the Freeman team regarding material handling, including EBA storage and Pack Expo. And then we also have a presentation from Merritt's reviewing your complimentary lead retrieval. And then we'll have Q&A as well. Housekeeping notes, submit your questions or comments in the questions box on the dashboard. Reminder, this webinar is being recorded. If you have any technical difficulties, please use the questions and or chat box if you need assistance. Our presenters today is Dan Steenstrom from Freeman, along with another Dan and Trevor from Freeman, and Will from Freeman. We also have Jessica Quintero from Merritt's, and then Emma Barrington will be our Q&A moderator for today. Okay, so the Exhibitor Resource Center. I want to start off with Exhibitor Resource Center because this is the one-stop shop for all exhibitors, and majority of any questions that you guys have will be in the IBIE Exhibitor Resource Center. So I'm starting off this conversation so that I can give you guys a reminder how to log in. You can go to visit bakingexpo.com. You're going to select for exhibitors, and then you're going to scroll down and select the Exhibitor Resource Center. When you do that, you're going to come up to this window here where you're going to sign in, and the email address is the primary person's contact email. Once you're logged in, the portal has a lot of widgets, a lot of information, and a lot of details. So when you do have questions with you and your team, this is the first place to go. So let's talk about the 20% discount for your customers. It's really to incentivize the program so that your customers can join you at IBIE, and registration is March 6th through September the 17th. Steps, you're going to log into your Exhibitor Resource Center. You're going to scroll down to the Exhibitor Registration Dashboard. And in this Exhibitor Registration Dashboard, I want to call out a few things. You can register, obviously, for your staff. You can order your free lead retrieval, which we're going to review a little bit later on the slides. This is extend your 20% discount. And then you also can order email marketing to IBIE attendees. So there, even though this says Exhibitor Registration Dashboard, there are a lot of things that you can get done under this Exhibitor Registration Dashboard. But I wanted to call out the 20% discount for your customers here. Just a reminder that IBIE provides the daily vacuuming of the booth carpet once nightly, and pickup in the evening for all exhibitors is included in the booth fee. What IBIE does not pay for is any carpet shampooing or porter service or general, janitorial cleaning. The order form, if you need additional services, is in the Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual. I also wanted to review a few critical dates. May 21st is our next webinar. It's Give Your Booth a Boost. Look, let me talk. Give Your Booth a Boost. And essentially what that means is if you're looking for ROI, how to utilize the tools that we have in the promotional toolkit. So that's a very important webinar for you all to join. June 16th is our booth construction diagrams that are due, that we need to submit through the Exhibitor Resource Center. And in order for you to display and set up your booth at IBIE, anyone with 400 square feet or more must submit a booth diagram layout for our team to review to make sure that you're following the rules. July 15th, the Freeman Warehouse starts receiving freight on the 15th. August 8th is Sodexo, which is LVCC's exclusive catering company. So if you have food samples, food orders, or anything like that, you want to make sure that you have your order into Sodexo by August the 8th. August 15th is the Freeman discount deadline. This is an extremely important deadline date to make sure that you're following this so that you are not getting charged extra fees after the 15th. So after the 15th, the discount deadline expires and there will be increased rates. September 3rd is the Freeman Warehouse. Freight ends on September the 3rd. And then if you're shipping direct to show site, you cannot ship direct to show site before September the 9th. We have our Freeman presentation here. We have Dan, or two Dans, presenting. So Dan, take it away, Steenstrup.
Thank you, Ingrid. Freeman is honored to once again serve as the official contractor for IBIE in 2025. Our primary focus today will be material handling, but we welcome questions on any of the Freeman services after the presentation. So this is great news. Material handling services are included in your booth package fee. So as long as you adhere to certain dates, there will be no additional charges. This includes unloading of all your materials and delivery to your booth, includes storage of all your empty containers and their return at the conclusion of the show, includes one-time spotting of machinery, and this is important. When we offload your machinery and put it in your booth, someone needs to be there so we could spot it the first time and the only time. We highly recommend it, even if it's an EAC that's doing that, then you do not have to hire labor to move the machinery. So it's really a good tip. All machinery should be shipped directly to the LVCC on your target date. We'll be talking more about target dates in a minute. In addition to direct freight, advance receiving is also included in your package. As Ingrid mentioned, that opens up on July 15th and closes on September 3rd. If you do ship after September 3rd, we will accept it, but there will be a fee. So please try to meet those deadlines. One other note, those of you that are at IBIE, we are opening up the warehouse earlier. You can ship directly from IBIE into our warehouse if that is your best method. Next slide, please. Just a little bit on the process for material handling. Carriers check into the marshaling yard on your assigned target date. At the time of check-in, they'll be given paperwork that they will put in their dash, and as docks open up, you'll be called in to be unloaded. Normally this takes about 3 or 4 hours. So let's say your target date is at 9 a.m. The freight probably won't be unloaded until 11, 12 o'clock that day. So just allow some time for your setup crews to get the freight unloaded. Freeman then stores all of your empty containers, as we mentioned earlier. And again, the advanced warehouse shipments will be delivered on or before your target date. So if you ship to advance, all that freight will be in your booth when you come and arrive. So we highly recommend that for crated and box materials. During the move out, at the close of the show, we will deliver all empty containers once the aisle carpet has been pulled. Exhibitors are required to fill out a material handling agreement so that we know where to ship your materials back to. Carriers are then checking back into the marshaling yard on your assigned target date. So you have a target date for the move in and also one for the move out. And we'll get into that here in a moment. This is a check-in time, and again, not necessarily when you'll be loaded out. So there is often a wait time. If you're having a driver check in, they could, again, wait a few hours before they're loaded out based on the line. At the time of check-in, paperwork is generated again, and an MHA is matched with the carrier. Carriers are dispatched once a dock space is available, depending on your MHA. Freeman Teamsters then load your materials out to the designated carriers. So, as I mentioned, every exhibitor will have an assigned target date for both move in and move out. This allows us to plan. Obviously, we want to get as much freight in furthest from the freight dock and move back towards the freight dock. So this allows us to be very efficient. This again is for your driver check-in, not necessarily the time you'll be unloaded. We do have a request form, which we'll show you in a minute. If you need to change your target date, we try to accommodate you as long as logistically possible. We will try to accommodate your request, but there's a request form that you do need to send in. And again, this really assists us with the whole planning and efficiency so that you and I can plan accordingly and have an efficient move-in process. All right, this is a sample. In our service kit, you'll find the inbound target plan. This is for the West Hall, so you'll see all the color-coded times and dates here. So each of you will have one of these according to this map. We also have the same for the North Hall. Again, everyone's assigned a target date. If you have any questions, obviously you can reach out to us. And then, as I mentioned, we also have one for the outbound. We did this a couple of shows ago. What we found was, exhibitors in some cases were waiting days for their stuff to be ready because of all the heavy machinery. It takes us about 3 days to move the show out. So this gives you a specific time so that you're not paying driver waiting times. And we have the same plan for the North Hall. Slide. And then the next slide here is in our service kit on Freeman Online, you'll find this target move-in request form. If you could kindly fill this out prior to August 15th, our team will get back to you either way. If we can accommodate, we will. Just some critical points on freight planning. We're going to have a survey that is in the service manual as well. For the machinery exhibitors, we'll be reaching out to you, but this survey is also in the kit. And for us to plan and make sure we have the right equipment to handle your machinery, we didn't know what you're bringing in specifically. So again, everything is included in the package. All that we ask is that you meet these deadline dates. This will be, and we encourage you to ship to the warehouse in advance, as I mentioned earlier. And then uncrated machinery and loose should come directly to the hall on your specified target date. And the deadline again is August 15th for making target changes. Here's a sample of the survey that we need for all machinery exhibitors. This again is located in the Freeman Online Service Kit. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to Adrian Garcia at freeman.com. That's ADRIAN.Garcia, GARCIA at freeman.com. If you have any questions around your target date, he can help you. Some more exciting news. We had almost 130 companies that will be participating in both IBIE and Pack Expo. So we are creating a caravan service where exhibitors will be able to fill out their bill of lading at the conclusion of the show, label all their materials for Pack Expo and put your booth number on it. Then you turn that bill into the Freeman service desk. We will have all your materials loaded on a special caravan that is being transferred to Pack Expo. And then Pack Expo Services is a contractor for Pack Expo, and they will unload and bring your materials to your new booth. In some cases, exhibitors will be in the same hall. We may leave some freight, but for now, we're assuming that we're gonna have to load everything out of the building so that Pack Expo has a clear hall when they start. So please fill out your material handling, label your materials, and turn that bill into Freeman, and we will coordinate with Pack Expo to get it unloaded in your booth. There is a fee for that service, and we'll have more information on that shortly. Just some updates on labor jurisdictions and what you can and cannot do. You may hand carry items through the main entrance doors, but not the docks. If you want to hand carry things in, we welcome that, but it has to come through the front doors, not through the docks. You can plug in any 120 watt, 20 volt service and hang small clip-on lights in your booth. Full-time company employees are able to install and dismantle your display. So if you want to avoid labor charges, all we ask is that, all the union asks is that you have full-time employees doing that work. It cannot be done by EACs, only full-time employees of the exhibiting company. You can also install and remove any non-electrical signs that are attached to your display. One new service we have in the electrical area, we have bundled together all the materials into your utility service. So you won't have extra costs for tape, quad boxes, cables, cords, all those types of things that you don't think about, but you do need. Our hope is to simplify the process and make costs more predictable. Again, all these have been bundled into your outlet price. If you have machinery or specific locations that you need drops, please include a layout with your order. Specify any materials, cords, quad boxes that you require. And one last thing on machinery, we recommend that you pre-wire all your machinery in advance. It really helps not only save you labor on site, but also makes it much easier and quicker to get your machines running. And finally, just some additional tips. Again, please know and adhere to your target date. We're happy to work with you if you need to change that. Ship your crated and boxed materials to the advanced warehouse. That guarantees that all this material will be in your booth on or before your target date and time. So it really allows you to plan your labor accordingly if you ship in advance, and there's no additional charge as long as you meet that September 3rd deadline date. Again, we offer, we request that you provide electrical layouts with all your orders. That really helps us get all that down, your carpet down, and really helps expedite your move-in. As Ingrid mentioned, please order all furniture and carpet services by the advanced deadline of August 15th. You can save up to 30% by doing that. Again, all exhibitors with machinery must fill out the survey that we have. We will be reaching out to all of you directly on this matter, but we do need that information back again so that we know exactly what kind of equipment is required to unload that. And then lastly, safety and security are always a priority. We are essentially setting up a factory in a few days, and it's a very dangerous show floor. So please always look out for safety and security. One last thing, if you are interested in renting a booth, if you do not have a booth, we have custom rental exhibits available. This includes all labor. It's kind of a turnkey approach, and also graphics are included in that. If you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you design and set up your booth. That's all that we have from Freeman. Again, we offer a tremendous amount of support to IBIE during this process. If there's any questions that you have now or after this, we'd be happy to help in any way we can. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you so much, Dan. Emma, are there any questions for the Freeman team?
We have a couple of questions, but not too many. Would you like me to read them?
Yes, please.
All right. One of the questions is asking about Pack Expo. What is the best way to handle an outgoing shipment that needs to go to the advanced warehouse for Pack Expo Las Vegas the following week?
Great question. And as I mentioned, we have set up a caravan so that we can avoid going to that warehouse. And we're going to be emailing out more information on that and putting it in our kit. But feel free to contact me directly at dan.steenstrup@freeman.com. And Ingrid could get you that information if you need it, but be happy to help you with that. But that is going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, more details.
Great, thank you.
We have another question asking to explain machinery. I feel this is more than just an oven, dishwasher, etc. Just want to be sure.
Yes, so anything that requires utilities to run, we kind of consider a machine. Sometimes it's even conveyor belts. So it's a good question because, you know, it could be anything that's mechanical. If it's not in a crate, we recommend that you bring it directly to the convention center site. Most of the times it'll be on a skid, but any kind of machine or apparatus that requires utilities, whether plumbing or electrical, is kind of considered a machine in our book.
Okay, next, Emma.
Can full-time employees set up / install our TVs?
That's a good question. You know, according to the jurisdiction rules that we have, as long as you're a full-time employee, you should be able to set up the TVs. So I'm going to say yes on that.
Okay.
Wonderful. If we are using our own shipper and shipping directly to show site, what Freeman services do we need to order through Freeman to have our equipment unloaded and placed into our booth?
Okay, good news. Unless it's machinery, we don't need that survey filled out. But if it's machinery, we need that survey filled out. And other than that, as long as you come to the warehouse by those deadline dates and check in, we'll have your exhibitor booth number and all that. So you really don't need to notify us of anything unless you have machinery. Then we need that survey filled out. Same with direct. When they check in at the marshaling yard, they'll have your booth number and your information, and it automatically processes the freight to get it unloaded. So great question, but no really need to do anything in advance.
Do you have a shipping company to ship our products to and from our offices? If yes, is there an advantage to using your shipping company?
Yes, we do offer Freeman Transportation, and you'll find in the service kit under Freeman Transportation an order form and a phone number. Our team can give you a quote and kind of walk you through that. And we try to accommodate, you know, all shippers equally. Certainly if we have control of the freight, you know, it'll help us, but as long as you're shipping in advance to the warehouse using Freeman or another carrier, or on your target date, if you're coming direct, we'll accommodate you equally.
Alrighty. If we send the material to our distributor in the USA who's exposing to, can then we on the 13th take our material directly from their booth and set up ours?
Yes, we can help you with that. What you would need to do is come to the service desk. So let's say it's in, you know, the North Hall and you want to move it to the West Hall. We would then get a work order, and there is a charge for that, but we would take a forklift and physically move the materials, or a dolly, depending on where it is. And if it's in the same building, we'll still need that process, but it'll just be a little quicker to get that move made. But please come to the Freeman service desk and we'll help you through that process.
All right, just a couple more.
Okay.
If we are using Freeman booth design / rental services, do we need to submit our booth construction diagram layout by the June 16th deadline?
Yes, you still do need to submit that to the association, IBIE, because they have to approve it. We will obviously be adhering to all the rules and regulations, but I think the process is that they would like that regardless of who your builder is.
That is correct. Thank you, Dan.
All right. If our target move out date is September 19th, that means our trucks need to be there by that date.
That is correct. And again, what we're trying to do is not have you waiting there for days. So if you come in, your move out target date is the 19th. If you check in that morning, we will get you accommodated. But that is correct.
Perfect. When we arrive at IBIE, do we have to register somewhere?
Ingrid, I'll
Um,
leave it for you.
Yeah, it sounds like for badges. So yes, registration, there's registration in North. We'll also have full registration in West Hall. But if it's during move-in, we'll have wristbands for exhibitors to come in and out of the exhibit hall to set your booths up. But once the show officially opens, all exhibitors must have badges. So hopefully that helped answer your questions.
There are a couple more in here. Do we want to keep going through questions or continue with the presentation?
We can continue with the presentation and then we'll save those for after Merits to complete their presentation.
Got it.
Perfect. All right. All right, so I wanted to jump in here before Jessica, the complimentary badges, allotments, exhibitors will receive, there's a formula of the complimentary badges that you will receive based on your square footage, and badges will not be mailed. This is just a reminder when you log into the Exhibitor Resource Center and you click on that exhibitor registration dashboard, all of these details for your particular company are included in the ERC. All right, so we're going to have Jessica do her presentation for the complimentary lead retrieval swap. There's a lot of great information in here. And I just want to remind exhibitors that in the past, Merits has not joined us on the webinar, but there's very robust information in here that is very beneficial to the exhibitors. So I want to make sure that if you guys have questions after the presentation, definitely ask, because this is going to be a great presentation from them. Welcome, Jessica.
Thanks, Ingrid. I appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jessica Quintero. I'm the Senior Manager of Exhibitor Operations for Merits. If you've been with IBIE before, I was actually your on-site lead retrieval rep in 2022. So I'm quite familiar with your show and looking forward to working with you guys again this year. So we have quite a bit of topics to discuss in our agenda. I'll try to give you guys just a brief overview on each of these topics, and I'll give you some great contact information at the end if you have specific questions that we may not be able to answer in the Q&A process. But we're always here, so if you have any questions about anything at all, we're here. So we're going to start with what is lead retrieval. Lead retrieval can be kind of a confusing topic. Ingrid, if you don't mind going to that next slide for me. Lead retrieval is the streamlined process of being able to capture attendees' data at the show instead of collecting hundreds of business cards or trying to keep a notepad with people's contact information. This actually allows you to scan the QR code that's on every attendee's badge, and in will go all of their full contact information that they would have put into registration when they registered for the event. So from there, it will upload directly into the exhibitor portal for your company. And from that point, once it's in the exhibitor portal, you'll be able to download an Excel or CSV format for you guys to either upload into your own CRMs or be able to hand those out to the reps that need to get in contact with those attendees that you met there. So what's really unique about IBIE is they're actually providing your lead retrieval system. So we actually have 3 options available. We have 2 physical devices that you guys could rent if you did not feel comfortable, putting an app onto your phone, or my favorite is our mobile app swap that actually comes with 3 users. And that means 3 different people that are registered as exhibitors in your booth would be able to download the app and be able to scan using their own cellular device. We do want to make sure that we note that there is a voucher code. So when you log onto your exhibitor portal, you'll see it will look like this with prices. But in order to claim your complimentary lead retrieval, you will have to use the voucher code. And Ingrid, if you'll go to that next one, I will show them exactly where to put it in. So once you select your lead retrieval system, once you go to the checkout page, there's actually a little a little box that says voucher. You're just going to type in Baker 25 comp, and that is where you guys can apply that coupon, and it will make it free. Also, if you wanted more than 3 people using the Swap mobile app, you can add additional activations. They're just $149 each additional activation. So say you wanted to have, you know, everyone armed, you would just click, there's a little button right below that says add swap activations to this order. You can actually click that button and add as many as you need. But if we go to the next slide, I'll show you what your checkout will look like if you were just getting the complimentary. You'll see right there, it'll say the voucher code applied and that your total is free. So don't have to worry about that. Next, we're going to go over the different options. I know that I shared that we have 3 different options to choose from. This is our handheld badge scanner. This is more for, in my opinion, if you had like a welcome table or a meet and greet and you wanted to scan those people in. This is a great, fast and easy way to do that. It actually utilizes an RF light to scan the QR code. So this is one option that's for you guys. We like them. It's the only caveat to this one, and I definitely noted that on there, is there's no talk to text notes and then emailing collateral. Those 2 options are only available on the Swap app. So if this is what you need to just scan people into the booth, this is a good option for you. And then we can go to the next one where we're going to talk about our tablet. So the tablet badge scanner is another physical device that you could rent from us. You're getting the one rental device. It's a larger screen. It's easier for typing in notes. We have a lot of individuals that like to use it because of that larger screen. Again, they're all using the same app Swap. However, this physical device also, you're not able to talk your notes in and you're not able to email collateral from that device. And then lastly is my Swap mobile app. Oh, actually, it looks like that slide didn't make it in, but I will tell you guys about my Swap app. Swap is, like I said, it's going to be for 3 users. You'll be able to download that app onto iPhone or Android devices. You get 3 activations, so 3 separate people will be able to scan at your booth on and off the show floor. So say you have a happy hour or something like that you're attending, or even if you're sitting on the shuttle and someone still has your badge, you're able to make that connection because you always have that app on your device. How to activate Swap, which is this slide here, is you'll go to the App Store or the Google Play. You'll download the app. Up will pop your 16-digit activation code that we'll provide to you. It'll prompt you to put that in. The only thing that you will need is your unique registration badge ID number. That's located in your registration document. So you want to make sure that you register for your badges before you obviously get on site, but also before you activate the Swap app, or it will prompt you to do that. And we can go to the next one. If for some reason you needed any help or assistance, we will have a lead retrieval desk on site. Our desks are always located in the Exhibitor Service Center of the hall that you're exhibiting in, so you'll have your own unique desk. We'll be probably right next to Freeman, as we normally are. They're our buddies. And then you will pick up your physical devices. If you chose to rent one of those, you'll pick it up from that desk in that specific area. And then we do want to make sure that we notate that the devices will be due back to the desk no later than 1 hour after the show closes. So just want to make sure that you guys plan for that. I know that sometimes, people like to avoid standing in lines. We just want to make sure that you have it back. Our drop-off process is very quick and very easy, so less line. And then we can go to the next slide. So in all of our applications, so whether you rent a physical device or if you rent or if you use the Swap app, you are able to edit the contact information of that particular individual. Say they, maybe they didn't want to put their cell phone number as their main phone number when they registered. You can actually tap the little icon, the pencil icon, and edit any information that you need to. So say they wanted to give you their personal cell phone number instead of their business, or if they wanted to give you their personal email instead of their business, you're able to edit that contact directly on the app or the physical device. And then my favorite feature is our notes. So every device, regardless that you choose, you have that notes option. It pops up once you scan that lead. You'll be able to just tap that notes field and type them in. The Swap app users, like I've said before, are the ones that can use that talk to text feature. But yeah, it's great. You take some detailed notes and some important information about that attendee that you came in contact with, so that way you can make personal, personal conversations with them to follow up. We can also go to the surveys tab in your exhibitor portal. Say you wanted to set up a survey listing, maybe some products that you're showcasing. Maybe you want to know if, you should send email blast at the end. Maybe they're interested in some new flavors or anything that you have. You can actually set up a survey to be shown on the on your lead retrieval device. And you can add, and actually, Ingrid, will you go to that next slide for me? I want to show them what it looks like. So right there, right next to that note fields is the little check button that says survey. You'll simply click on that and up will pop the questions that you have inserted into your exhibitor portal. Makes it super easy to be able to qualify an individual. Say you're listing out your products and say Joe is in charge of the new flavor passion fruit. You can actually filter based on that survey and give Joe all of his passion fruit people. So we love the survey feature. Next would be to choose a random winner. We know that some of you guys like to, give away booth freebies and things like that. You can actually select from your leads that you've scanned. You just simply log into your exhibitor portal. There's a little button. You just click it and it will choose a random person from your leads list. Up will pop their contact information. Makes it super easy to be able to choose one of those individuals. Now, to view and download your leads, you're going to go back again into your exhibitor portal. We have multiple options for you guys to download. On the main screen, there is a quick download button that'll download your entire lead list. When you click the leads tab up at the top, you actually can filter. That's something that's really huge and important. Like I said, if Joe wanted all of his passion fruit people, you can click on the survey, be able to filter those based on salesperson or demographics, whatever is best for you. And then you can download that leads list. It'll allow you to export in either a CSV or an Excel document. Super, super easy when you want to upload it into your own CRM. Big question that I get a lot is, what information do you receive when scanning a badge? You're going to get, your capture date and time of when you scan that lead. That salesperson or device, the device would be like the handheld or the tablet, but with Swap app, it will actually give you that salesperson's first name and last name, so you'll know who actually scanned that individual. From the attendee, you'll get their name, title, company, their mailing address, their email, phone number, any demographics that were captured in the registration process, your notes, and your survey results if applicable. So you're getting a lot of good contact information. And then one other additional product that we have that's new this year is going to be our email marketing from exhibitors. It's called Reach. We call it Swap Reach. This particular product is brand new. It's a white glove email marketing service, meaning white glove, meaning we're going to work with you on designing an email blast that you can send to a select group of attendees or all of the attendees. We're able to consult with you on content, on images. We'll even help you with selecting the right group of attendees, making sure that that the email blast is going to the right group of people for you. We definitely don't want to send out something to someone that doesn't make any sense. Sending out a bread email to somebody that doesn't make bread isn't going to make sense. So we want to make sure we're getting that email to the right group of people. We also will give you some post-send data metrics to let you know, your unique clicks, if you have links in there, contact information. Your contact information will be posted in there. The email blast itself comes from us. It's an on behalf of type of email. So I want to make sure and stress that you're not actually getting contact information from the attendees unless they reach back out to you. So just want to make sure that I state that very clearly. And then if you have any questions specific to Reach, you can reach out to our Reach sales lady. She's absolutely amazing. She designs and runs those attendee lists for you. Her name is Macy. Her email is located in here, and then we'll also make sure that we give it to you at the end as well. That is all I have. I've got a little QA. It's up to you, Ingrid, if you'd like to do it now or.
Absolutely. So Emma, do you want to start with the remaining Freeman questions and then go into the merits one?
Yes, I can go ahead and do that.
Great.
All
And then
right.
Ingrid, my last slide just has contact information, so you can skip over that one too if you need to. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks, Emma.
Yeah, no problem. So someone for Freeman asked, I wanted assistance with booth design and was told that they only work with booths over a certain size and that I needed to pick one of the kits because I am only a 10 by 20. Am I able to swap out items in the kit for other things that I would prefer in my booth?
Absolutely, you can, and we'd be happy to work with you on kind of customizing an exhibit. And what we can do is kind of get a salesperson connected with you that can work through the design process and price it out for you to make sure we're accommodating everything you need.
Wonderful. For the labor jurisdictions, does an employee have to have been a full-time employee for a certain duration beforehand?
No, as long as they are a full-time employee at the time of IBIE, they can set up their own booth.
When will freezer drops begin?
We will have freezers there at the start of move-in, so we can accommodate anyone at any time.
Cool. Now I think most of the questions are going to be for merits about lead retrieval and badges. Oh wait,
Perfect.
actually
Thank you.
one just came in. One more came in from Freeman, so I'll go ahead and do that one quickly. When can exhibitors enter the halls to set up materials that have been sent to the advanced warehouse and then moved to our booth?
Yeah, we would recommend that you come in on your target date, and that'll assure that we have all your materials in your booth before you arrive.
All right, now on to merits. First question, where and when do we get the badges?
I'm going to jump in here. Thanks, Emma. So on the bakingexpo.com website, you can go to registration and it lists out exactly where registration will be in North and in West, along with the dates and times.
Great, thank you, Ingrid. Can you access scanned leads in real time in the exhibitor portal after each day or at the end of the show?
That is a great question. So pending connectivity, you can access your leads as soon as you scan them. I say pending connectivity only because we know how show floors get. They get very, very busy with Wi-Fi, but you have full access to your leads as soon as you start scanning.
What if you need to purchase a developer kit? We use iCapture for all our leads, so need the developer kit.
Yes, so we do still have the developer kit available. That is standard pricing. That is not a complimentary option, but you will be able to find that in your exhibitor portal as well. When you're on the exhibitor registration dashboard, you can still just click that free lead retrieval button that Ingrid has set up for you guys, and it'll take you in there. And if you scroll down just a little bit midway, you'll be able to see the developer kit option.
If we use the Swap app or tablet, are we able to take pictures and attach to the lead?
So we don't have picture taking capabilities quite yet. We're still undergoing a PII kind of security conversation on the taking pictures of things. But you'll be able to take your notes and any pertinent information. My suggestion would be to just type those in or talk to text. As far as business card scanning, we do offer business card scanning. So say you meet someone, outside of the show floor and they don't necessarily have their badge on them. You can actually use the scanner on the Swap app only. We'll be able to scan the business card.
Great, thank you. Where do we have to collect our badges and in which date? Do we have to collect the tablet and scan in the same place?
So your tablet, that if you rented the tablet from us, you'll pick that up after you pick up your badges at registration. I think Ingrid was saying that your show hours, I think the registration hours are posted, Ingrid?
Yes, so bakingexpo.com, and you can go to registration, and it lists the locations for both North and West where you can pick your badges along with the dates and the times.
And you'll pick up your tablet in whichever hall you're exhibiting in. We have that lead retrieval desk, one for each area.
Our next question, when attendees are registering, is there a note in the process stating that they are giving us permission to send emails and info?
Yes, so there is, and Ingrid can definitely talk to this more, but there is a general rule of lead retrieval. It's called explicit consent, meaning the attendee is allowing you to scan their badge, which means they're allowing you to have their contact information. As far as the opt-in, opt-out, I'll let Ingrid speak to that.
Yes, I was going to say all attendees have an option to opt out. So even if you do work with Merits to send out, a dedicated email, some attendees are allowed to opt out of receiving our IBIE emails.
Perfect. Will IBIE be providing attendee lists not through the paid reach email service?
We will post-show provide an attendee list. It does not include any email addresses. And we've done that before in the past, so we will provide one, yes.
Can you share price range for the reach marketing?
I can, actually, that is a great question. So for a full attendee e-blast, that means no matter the name. So if you decided today you wanted to send it, I wouldn't recommend it because you're not getting a lot of names. The full attendee e-blast is $5,000. A targeted attendee e-blast is $330 per 1,000 recipients. The order form itself has a list of those demographic fields that you can choose on. And then we'll also work with you, say, if you wanted to only target a specific country, we'll work with Ingrid to find out if that's possible and get approval for that.
Is there an updated estimate on how many people will attend this year's show compared to 2022?
Currently, we do not have an estimated number of attendees. Again, we will continue to share update information with exhibitors as soon as we have it, but generally we give out numbers post-show.
We will arrive in Las Vegas on the 13th. Do we still have time to collect the badges?
Yes, absolutely. And then a reminder, if you go to bakingexpo.com and click on the registration, it lists out the dates and times. So depending on when you arrive, you can check out the website when registration will be open.
Do the rented devices for lead retrieval come with chargers / how long is the battery life?
Yes, so the tablet and the actual handheld badge scanner is a Samsung phone, so it lasts as long as a normal cell phone would. And yes, we definitely provide you with a charger.
For the 20% discount code, are we the exhibiting company paying for the customers who use that discount?
No, the link when you log into the ERC, the link that you would send to your customer, the link will allow them to register. They would have to pay. It would just be minus the 20% discount.
Are you able to pick up registration for other staff members?
You have to have the barcode, and then the primary contact person can pick up the badges. It would have to be the primary contact in the system.
If we experience an issue with the rented lead retrieval device, where should we go for assistance?
So you'll go to the lead retrieval desk that you picked it up from, or we will provide, a cell phone number upon pickup. And if you have any problems, we can always come out to the booth. We definitely want to make sure that if you're the only person there, we will come to you.
Great, those are all the questions.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Freeman. Thank you, Merritt. We really, really, really appreciate your time today. Thank you, exhibitors, for joining us. If any of the additional questions come in, we can definitely see them and we'll be able to respond to them. But again, reminder, this recording will be posted on the bakingexpo.com website under our webinar section. And if you have any other questions, you can always email us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com or give us a call at 312-321-6837. You guys have a fantastic day. And that is it. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye-bye.